Hey, what's up guys? My name is Holly and welcome back to Chronicle. This is the home where some of my favourite people and I will get together and tell some awesome stories and hopefully take you guys along for the ride with us. On today's episode we're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, so if you don't know what that is by now, it's about time you get to know. You can do so by checking out what we're doing here in Cathora. This is a homebrew world of my own creation. We've been in here for a year and a little bit at this point, so exploring the world. And if you'd like to catch up on anything that you might have missed, learning about the world, we have some links down there that you can check out to our YouTube channel where all of our archive videos are over there. We also have the archive videos for Lockie's campaign in Planthera, awesome world, awesome characters. Please do go and check that out if you have missed that as well. We also have some one-shots over there run by Lockie, myself, not Xander. That one was lost to time, I'm very sorry, but maybe in the future at some point. We also have Xander's campaign on there as well. First 2 episodes for you to go and enjoy, please do. It's chaotic, it's interesting, and I really like the world so far, so
good fun.
Yeah, please go and check that out, it's a lot of fun. We also have links to all of our other social media on there, so we would very much appreciate it if you go and check out some of the cool stuff we do over there. We have some awesome art from Leah and from Xander, so yeah, please do go and check that out. They're amazing artists, awesome stuff. I greatly enjoy the Chronicle Instagram. I have notifications set up. You should totally set up notifications as well. Anybody else have anything that they want to say?
Chronicle Instagram enjoyer.
I am a Chronicle Instagram enjoyer. That's what it is.
And you all should be too.
You all should be too.
Everyone should be.
I don't know, is that lame? I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the
No,
Instagram.
it's like that meme, like the average Chronicle viewer, Chronicle
It's
Instagram
me.
enjoyer.
It's just me.
One's just a photo of Holly. Separate society and
holding a pipe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and a
me.
monocle.
Yeah. If I didn't care about my lungs, that would be what's happening.
The camera's not getting lucky.
I don't matter anymore.
No.
I'm gone.
We will solve the issue so you can see Lockie's beautiful face. Oh, there it is.
It's because they're not being close enough together.
Would you call that beautiful?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Everybody's beautiful in their own way.
Only a face if I do with love.
I'm wearing the Jesus.
Anyway, let's get into it, guys. Just a quick recap for what you might have missed if you happened to miss last week's session. There was a lot of chaos. Our gang made their way through the inner works to a place called the Hearth Pyre, which is a tavern. It was pretty upscale, pretty upmarket. But Kruger managed to get a discount and learn some information about the connection that his brother might have had to the Hearth Pyre, having visited there a couple of years prior. You guys then bought some arcane components, made your way down into the vats, where the party actually split in 2, with Kruger going off to finally meet the person that had slipped him a note a couple of sessions previously when you guys were in Tollen, requesting a meetup of sorts, where Kruger, you met a figure known as Iglisa, the Omen Killer, who you think might have some information for you on your newfound abilities in drawing runes. And we ended last session after the rest of the party had spoken to an eccentric inventor known as Wolfric, whilst Kruger had gone off to meet Iglisa, who offered you guys some advice about some different arcane instruments, devices, weapons, perhaps, that he could sell you, as well as enchant things for you. All that he asks is that if you can't pay for it, you guys run a couple of errands for him. So he's going to write up some contracts for you over the duration of the day, and when you guys come to collect, you might have some options of things that you can do. You also receive some information about a lead that Val was following, looking for Jacques Perrin, a mysterious figure that Val wanted to meet. And then some more information about the Cat's Corner, which is the arcane supply place that you guys had bought your pearl at. Might have some more information about some other leads and things that you guys can chase down. Where we ended our session, of course, Kruger was about to be coaxed into a fight with this mysterious figure, Igrisa. But before we get into our story for tonight, I have a little prologue for you all, so bear with me. I'm just going to read through this one. Please sit back, enjoy. Okay. Thousands of hooves beat heavily against the earth in tandem, clouds of dust billowing up around their ankles and leaving trails soaring high into the air. A series of war drums boom throughout the sky, a frantic heartbeat that settles heavily into the bodies around them. Rows upon rows of soldiers march forward, their orchestrated lines bisecting a landscape of lush, rolling green hills, and scattered patches of vibrantly coloured flowers where they wind down a meandering gravel path. The sun hangs heavily in a clear blue sky, not a cloud to be seen, its golden rays glinting off perfectly polished, shone metal, and bouncing back upwards to force the wearers to squint against the glare. Sections of plate armour clang together, and the ringing sound of metal sings through the air, where heavy footfalls trudge across the pockmarked landscape as one. Sweat beads at their brows as the heat of the sun seeps into their bones, prickling their skin and worming its way underneath the exposed gaps in their armour. Onwards they march, passing through sleepy villages and inspiring awe in their citizens. Through narrow alleyways of stone and overhanging balconies of rustic, roughly hewn wood that has been aged by years and years of exposure to the elements. Kids rush forward, slipping in between the gaps left by adults to force their way to the front of the crowd. As they just squeeze through, finding their shoes sliding slightly against smooth flagstones as they careen to a stop, their eyes widen in awe. There, marching through the streets in swathes of plum, ebony, and gleaming gold, a battalion of soldiers stare forward in fierce determination. Tearful bystanders wave off their loved ones and clutch their younger family close by as they watch the fanfare of this parade out of the city. With some of the soldiers dressed in gleaming golden armour, and others dressed in light leathers with hooded cowls pulled about their necks, onwards they march. Cloaks billow about the ankles of figures that stream in coordinated lines out of the colossal, soaring heights of the entrance to a network of labyrinthian passages and underground cities. Draped in light grey, copper, and streaks of gold that complement the patchwork quilt of intricate armours in shades of brass and silver. Another squadron of soldiers marches forward. They turn away from a quaint township of vibrant pastels, curious onlookers, and the gentle rolling hills of its nearby landscape, and proceed through farmland, towing their weapons and siege equipment behind them. Fields of gold wave gently in the oncoming breeze of the soldiers that pass it by, brushing up against the soft stems of wheat and barley, bending to the strength of this show of force orchestrated by man. Onwards they march, through farmland and orchards, following the paths carved for them in the land by the denizens that work it from day to day. Eventually, these battalions will find their way to their destination after days upon days of seemingly endless travel. A singular goal in mind, they march onwards. Streams of soldiers cascade along the countryside and converge amongst a barren landscape of cracked, dry earth. Small pockets of withering plants and sun-scorched patches of grass are dotted throughout the seemingly endless expanse of open land, bracketed only by the base of the Dawnvale and its snow-capped peaks. A hive of activity bustles around the outskirts of this stretch of plains, groups of canvas tents popping up to service the newfound visitors to these lands. Clouds of dust billow upwards, swirled by the harsh wind that rips through the landscape, tossing tumbleweeds across the space. But our story for the evening...
Does everybody remember those like hundreds of guards that ran past us in the Grimalt?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
would
them.
you look at that?
That was
Would you
them.
look at that?
They're in
What
down.
does it
They're in
mean?
down. The second you said pastel colours,
Yeah,
I'm like,
and orchids.
they're-
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
they're the guards that ran
Why are
past
they
us.
going that way, though?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Hey
should
guys,
have
we should go
gone
back
back
into
to
the
down.
criminal.
Let's go. Back to the criminal.
All the way back through the criminal.
Yep. Right.
Our story for the evening begins far underground beneath those same snow-capped peaks.
Shit.
As a group of curious adventurers find themselves amongst a series of forges and shops riddled with the sounds of invention and collaboration. Beneath the bustling cityscape of Runalorm's upper tiers that teem with vibrant life and wonder, the deepest tier of the city, known as the Vats, thrums with an uncontrolled energy of creation and innovation. Clanging sounds of metal being forged and shaped to the will of its maker rings throughout the air, joining the cacophony of small explosions, an arcane energy that fizzles within the space, particularly where the vast majority of our party is located. Throughout the vats, steaming, hot magma bubbles up in large rectangular pools around the space, and several platforms hang suspended above them. Their workers currently ting, ting, hitting metal against the anvil as they create and innovate in this wonderful space that's lit by these small arcane orbs that float gently around and above the narrow walkways and thoroughfares of the vats, splashing bright blue light across an otherwise dim, intimidating space. One of our party members finds themselves in an abandoned storage facility.
That's me.
One singular swinging light, a lantern, just moving back and forth, where you see the figure that had been watching you for a while, Kruger, so it seems. Tall, 6'2", swole as hell, muscles just rippling as they clutch a vine-entwined handle of a battle axe, petals still falling to the floor. They set up, wait for you to make your move, and I'd like you to roll initiative for me.
Oh,
Shit.
we're in.
We're in!
I reroll once. That's better. Halfling luck, baby.
Yeah, that's so good.
What did you get?
17.
Ooh. What's your dex?
The score?
Yeah.
That's,
14?
that's a scary.
What's your mod?
Oh, +2.
Okay. Fortunately, Iglisa will be going first.
Yeah. I figured as much. This is
Yeah,
fine.
can
This is
imagine.
fine. I just get one shot.
Thanks.
You don't know, no big deal. Might not be that big a deal.
As a side note, before the fight begins, what kind of information would Kruger know about the Omen Killer?
Roll a history check for me, please.
13. Because the name would definitely sound familiar to him, but I reckon for the moment he's like,
13,
why do I know that name?
With a 13, I'll say that the Omen Killer is quite a storied figure within Cathoran folklore. Not just specifically for Grothkin, but often for all facets of folklore within Cathora. Very much a well-respected figure as well. Thought to be the fiercest warrior sent by the gods. But also treated more as a... not necessarily, there's no sort of negativity that you can think of with the Omen Killer. There's no stories of corruption necessarily. It very much seems as if the Omen Killer operates particularly in the spaces of the natural landscape. So would typically be recalled as fighting great beasts, always coming out victorious in the end. Was part of some of the, you rolled a 13, was part of some of the really important battles that led to the Divine Schism, which you know vaguely is one of the earlier battles in Cathoran history that actually separated, particularly during the Age of Men, and mortals coming to Cathor or rising up. There used to be a period of time when gods could come to appear in front of mortals. The Divine Schism created a kind of barrier throughout the arcane web of Cathora that actually repels the physical forms of gods, though they can appear as an impression or as a projection of their power. But the Divine Schism stops them from exercising too much power within the world. So at this point in time, it's impossible for a god to physically.
The divine
Pe-
schism.
That sounds like a
Well-
bad idea.
Well, you do know that there have been throughout history people that have tried to puncture holes in the divine schism and the web of magic that hangs over Cthulhu. So that's not
The
exactly
name will be one of those groups.
No.
to punch holes
To
in the divine
destroy,
burial.
not
Why?
just punch holes.
That-
Level 20, we're destroying the divine schism.
Yeah, and then the name was
We
you
killed
come-
God.
Yeah,
we
no.
kill gods.
Then the name was
It can
you
happen.
come.
It's happened before.
We don't want that.
Yeah,
No.
That's pretty much all you
I'm
know
gonna
with
kill
13
Kiba. Kiba's
without
gonna help
doing
us.
specific research.
That's fair. That's very fair.
That's cool.
Alright, so Grissa is going to go first.
Okay.
And let's see. Hang on, let me.
At this point, Kruger was like in a very like heavy sweat, like kind of just realizing this information, like, oh, this is like the closest thing to divinity that is like right in front of me, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean, you know that this particular figure, oh my god, my D&D Beyond has died. Has
Oh, no.
D-worded. No.
D-worded. It's D.
It's okay, I'll get it up on my
D-E-D.
phone.
Word beyond.
What's going on, D&D Beyond, you bastard? This is why we should all go back to pen and paper. I'm a technology hater. I'm a Luddite. No, I'm just kidding.
AI.
Except that I'm not. Oh my god. I forgot to tell you guys, my exam, one of them was actually about AI.
There you
Your
go.
mortal enemy.
I had PTSD. Okay, my D&D Beyond is working. We want
Nice.
to see it.
You do.
My apologies, everyone.
You should be sorry.
I know. I'm so just failing as a DM.
Didn't be on no work. Combat over. That's fine.
That wasn't what we came to as a conclusion to that conversation.
You. Yeah. Okay, you watch as Igrisa twirls the axe once, kind of holds it up to the air, and you watch as the vines from the axe begin to extend down the arm until it gets all the way to the shoulder, and then these kind of spectral light green vines kind of curl around the body, and then just burst outwards. You don't seem to take any damage, but you do think that there was definitely some sort of spell that was cast.
Okay, that was rad. I don't know whether to be in awe or actually terrified.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, you're a
And that-
badass.
And that will actually end
Ooh.
the turn.
So that's okay.
She
No.
just twirls the axe again. Come on, show me what you got.
All right. How tall is the room itself that we're in? It's like a small basement, or
Yeah, it's probably only about the size of this room. It's not huge by any means.
is there enough space for me to get big, or no?
How big is your...
Like 8'6"? A large creature? It doesn't really matter. It says in the
I
giant's
think
might,
yes. I
Okay.
think yes.
because it says overall the giant's might feature says if there's not enough room for you to get big, you still get the perks, but you just don't actually grow.
I think it is just big enough. Like the top of your head would be cresting the top. You could kind of feel. You'd have to duck under the lantern, but yeah,
Okay. All right.
you gather that you could.
All right. Well, you want me to prove that I'm worthy? All right. Let's give it a shot. And I'm gonna use my giant's might, just like a massive pool of flame and rock, just encasing my body, and then just like cracks of light appearing out, and then just the more like gigantic, like large form of Kruger, just a bit more like sharp, steam, shiny orange and green eye, bigger muscles, sword.
Bigger muscle.
Bigger.
Now Kruger's swole.
Impossible.
Impressed?
Not exactly.
All right.
Oh,
I'll go for like a slight, like a running crouch, and then try to sweep the sword at her chest.
Sure, roll to hit.
Berserk style.
The next time. 15 plus 8, 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits. That hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That is D6, D6, D6. Do I wanna? I'm gonna invoke. Yeah. Let's see if it works the first time ever. I'm gonna invoke the fire rune as well.
Ooh, big.
Well, you might as well go. I only get one shot at it.
Go big or go home.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Mundo. Can I get a strength save from your end, please?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I don't expect
Did
this
you
to
just
work.
say exacta Monday.
I don't expect this to work because
What's your save DC?
16.
Does it work?
Meter beats it.
Yeah, told ya. Told ya.
One day, one day, my friend.
No. I was okay with this.
One day.
Reroll that and reroll that.
Everything is fine.
Much better. Okay, sorry. Math. 5, 10, 18, 21, 26 points of damage.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Most of that being slashing and a couple of that being fire.
Okay.
And that was my first attack.
26.
26. I should have maybe saved it for a crit. Oh well.
You fool.
You fool.
You fool.
Okay, second attack. That's a 9 plus 17 to hit?
17 to hit.
Yeah.
Does not hit.
Yeah, I figured that was a low roll.
So, you grow in size, looking down now at Agrissa. Just smiles at you, waits for you to attack. You rush forward, swing your sword straight across the body, and you find a chink in this plate armor. Sorry, not plate armor, in this fur coat, just underneath the armpit, and carve upwards. You see her kind of wince slightly, but it's more just an eye twitch, not an outward pain. Here we go, 26 points of damage. The second time, you think you found a good spot, you go to smack towards it again, and just holds the hand out, stops the sword.
So cool.
Okay.
Now it is Agrissa's turn.
Could I action search?
Yeah, go for it.
So as she's caught the sword in one hand, I'm gonna push against the blunt end of the sword and try to just dig into her hand as
Hell
the
yeah,
second
go
attack.
for it.
19 plus 8, 27 to hit.
Does hit, yeah.
Cool. And how does a giant's might work? Is it once per turn? Pardon me. Yeah. Once on each of your turns. Yeah, cool. Reroll that. It's the same. 5 plus 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna make fourth attack. That's not in the tray. 16 plus 8, 24 to hit.
Hits.
And then I do that again.
Some good rolls.
Reroll
Hell
that.
yeah.
That's better. 6 plus 5. 11 points of damage.
Like 40 something damage.
That's crazy.
So
Where are these rolls when we do combat?
I know, right? So as they've stopped with the blade in their hand, the first hit's I push into them to try, and then I slice away on their palm, and then I turn around and go for an upwards uppercut with the sword.
Sure, what was your damage on the second one?
11.
Pretty good round.
If you were rolling like this while we were doing the bar fight.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
No, you didn't have your sword, I forgot.
Yeah, I was punching
As you
people.
dig the sword in, you watch as the grip kind of just subconsciously drops from the sword. And as she kind of opens up her stance, you carve upwards and watch as you create a gash alongside those thick ropey scars that had kind of crossed her chest. She sways backwards slightly and then looks at you.
Come on, this is going to get fun.
Okay, so as you've had your turn, you carve upwards, and she's immediately going to go directly for a slap across your face.
Oh no, humiliation!
Yeah.
Watch her do 20 points of damage from a slap. See, that's
Ooh. Okay, does a 20 hit?
yes.
Alright.
Yes, easy.
You feel it kind of whack across your face, almost like just the release of a heavy trebuchet, kind of ringing out throughout this space, and you immediately feel just pain in your in your jaw, in the side of your face. You take 5 points of damage.
Oh.
And then immediately, as your kind of head is whipped towards the side, you watch as she twirls the axe and then immediately goes to cleave it down into the space between your shoulder and your neck.
Oh, what?
That is gnarly.
Does a 24 hit?
Yes. Bro, my AC ain't that big.
Hey,
It's very low.
I still like to ask so you know that I'm the one that's in control.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect
Oh shit.
that.
Okay. That is 14 points of damage.
Yep.
And you watch it just embed into your shoulder, and you can feel it kind of split the bone slightly as it hits against it, just finding that space in between your armor here. And that is going to end her turn.
Stone rune. Can I get a wisdom save, please?
Ooh, sure. You absolutely can.
DC 16.
Oh, lol.
Yeah, no.
A wisdom save?
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
That is a 21.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry.
Doesn't make it wouldn't have really made that much of a difference, but it was just like, yeah, I've got it. Might as well use it. The stone rune's kind of.
You kind of focus on the sword for a moment, your connection to it, and your connection to all of these, the Grothgan blood that you can feel kind of thrumming through your veins, especially as you're invoking your power to surge upwards in height. And you feel for a second that you're just focusing, even though you've got this pain radiating throughout your neck and then up to the side of your face where you were struck. And you feel as if something is just interrupting that connection. You feel yourself growing angry and just the blood kind of in your ears. You can feel yourself kind of losing that tether to your more, let's say, refined side.
Okay.
You can feel yourself
okay.
growing wild.
Cool. So as like the blade goes in, like it goes like right there between the neck and the shoulder blade. As it goes there, it's like a massive spilling of blood, but also like slight steam and like a bit of rock. Like my skin tries to callus up immediately with the stone rune, like trying to cover it up with rock. And I'm just like, that was a bitch move, mate.
Australian?
That was a bitch move.
What can I say? I'm a bitch.
Go for a swing.
Yep.
That's bad. Nope, that's like a 13 to hit.
Does not hit, sorry.
That's worse. Oh, not worse. That's like a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
Cool.
Okay.
That
So you
reflects the
feel
anger.
yourself growing angrier and angrier, your muscles tensing slightly as you, like a cobra, go and strike forward with your sword. You go to do the same move and kind of strike down towards the neck, and she just kind of, again, bats it away with the side of her hand. You, feeling yourself kind of foaming slightly at the mouth, go again for the same spot, and she grabs it again. You have to stop this.
How about you just stop moving or I can just hit you?
She pushes it away, and is that the end of your turn?
I'll bonus action second wind.
No.
Why has it gotten Australian? Like both the accents here have gone.
I don't think
into
I was in the
There
realm
you
of
go,
Australian.
becomes a Bergen.
But maybe.
There's a reason for it.
Grugar turns into a bogan. when
Oi,
he
mate.
gets-
Guess I can't do a British accent well. 9 plus 5. What's that, 14? I get 14 hit points back.
Krugar secretly, oh, you fucking dickhead.
Boy, that's fucked, mate.
It's kind of funny.
You fucking Wally.
Boy, mate, I'm a fucking shank you. A shame, bah.
I'll
How
kill
much
you,
did
mate.
you, how much did you get back?
14 hit points.
I'll fucking bash your head.
Okay. I was going to take it easy on you, but I don't think I will now. And again goes for a slice against the side of your rib cage.
I try to block it with the sword.
Sure, you can try.
Yeah.
Let's see
Just
how
for
it
flavour.
goes.
Just for flavour.
Let's see how it
For,
goes.
just for flavour? There's never just.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
I need like +3 plate mail ASAP, dog.
You got +2 with the spell.
What do I feel like is going to be good to roll for? Let's see. Okay. That is 10 points of damage to you. Let me see here.
I said once before I came off like one round.
Alright, and you watch as the almost like the petals of a leaf. This blade is beautiful, and you look at it for just a second, the polished metal kind of catching your eye, and then immediately you feel the against your side with this heavy kind of pain radiating outwards from your rib cage. You definitely feel something crack, and you can see there are just spurts of blood just leaking out onto the floor.
Anime as hell.
And she is again going to dislodge the axe and is going to go again, this time trying to cut off your hand.
Kind of need that. Do it.
That is only a 17 to hit. Hits.
Yeah. AC 16.
Okay. That is another 10 points of damage. You watch as you see it coming just in time to kind of flip your hand over, but you can feel the axe kind of embedding into the top of your wrist. Not enough to cut through with that kind of damage, but you can feel it kind of against the fine bones of your wrist, and you just scream in pain as it radiates up your arm. The opposite arm to where your neck had just been carved into.
Okay.
That will end her turn.
Very shakily and covered in blood, grab my hilt of the greatsword. Just stay still.
Go for it.
Oh, I was almost in that 20. 14 plus 8. What's math?
22.
22, thank you. 22?
That hits, yes.
Duke, that's that, and then giant smite. Okay. Ooh, 6, 11, 14. 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And then...
Some good damage going on here.
And then second, I'm gonna use Leah, pick a die. Please help me.
These ones.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bad choice. No, I miss.
Okay.
11.
Your first one hit, your next one.
Yes, misses. Second hit misses.
So as she's kind of carving into you from all of these different angles, your blood kind of across the ground.
Yeah.
With this great axe kind of embedding into different parts of you, getting stuck and chipping against your bone.
Chop, chop.
You feel that rage kind of bubbling again. You can barely hear anything around you as kind of and your eyes kind of narrow to a point. You grab your sword and just carve down, and you manage to find a spot in between the edges of the coat and kind of carve straight down into this shirt and kind of rip it slightly as you see blood kind of just spurt outwards, coloring it red. As you go again to try and thrust forward with your sword, she just kind of sidesteps. You are too slow and too weak.
Damn.
Shut up!
You're getting roasted.
Yeah. I'm just like yelling and just getting so mad.
You mad, bro?
I'm mad, bro.
You mad, bro?
Barbarian, being a barbarian.
Alright, so you watch as she laughs, seeing you kind of get a little bit angry and a bit more monstrous. The kind of planes of shadow across your face that are kind of just being cast on you by this swinging lantern that's kind of shifting around, kind of grow deeper, darker as you get angrier and angrier. The longer that you spend in this kind of monstrous form.
That's a vibe.
And you watch as she focuses for a second, those same vines still curling around her. And she almost puts the axe to the side of parallel to the ground. And just focuses for a second. You can see those same kind of vines crawling up around the axe head, and you watch as it immediately glows bright in the room. You can see all of the shadows are kind of banished to the side. And we'll do this at...
You're blind
Yeah,
forever.
why not?
You can no longer
Why
see.
not? Let's do this at a
I'll get Avalon to just like put me on a leash and just like, where are we going? That's it.
Avalon would love that.
Because
Blind forever.
Yeah, 'cause-
would be so mean.
Yeah, because blind canes haven't been invented yet. Or maybe they probably have.
So you get a
I
leaf.
think we've discovered stick.
Yeah.
Crew guard not smart.
And I rolled an 18 before to hit.
Yes, all good.
Yes, as human we have discovered.
Stick.
Okay.
Okay, what does this do?
Let's see. I'm gonna roll.
Is that a crit?
No, I already rolled to hit you.
Oh yeah, true. I'll do. Yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty good roll.
Uh-huh. I'm at the ready. Give me a number.
I'm still not done rolling.
Oh shit!
You are fucked.
Then again,
Dead.
I mean, I rolled big. I did like 26 damage in one hit on the first turn.
That is 32 points of damage to you. And you watch as
That's rough.
the shadows are kind of banished to the corner of the room. And the axe kind of flips again into another horizontal position. She twirls it and then immediately goes to bring this searing axe down towards you. And you watch as it carves straight across your armor, kind of gouging into it. You feel this fire almost kind of radiating outwards. And on impact, these petals, rose petals, echinacea kind of scatter across and kind of fall around you in this massive form. As she kind of brings it to the side, twirls it again. I mean, talk to me when you can do this.
Okay, I just fall to like both knees, sort of like. I'm on 2 hit points, by the way. I just like look up.
I know.
Yeah, like look up. The green, like the green eye is flaring, and the red and like the orange eye it just looks like pure fire. I'm just like.
He
Just cough up a shitload of blood.
Just kind of against the...
Yeah, I vomit blood. I vomit straight blood. And I just kind of get back up ever so slowly, using the sword as almost like a cane to try and like hold me up a little bit. That the best you can do.
Bro, just give
You're
it
saying
up.
that to her.
Yeah. Her girl's pissed.
She, for the first time, smiles at you.
No, friends.
Let me think. What?
Friends.
Oh, friend. I have seen many people try to attack me, and I wouldn't feel bad about your loss. I can teach you a lot of things. Let me help you. Holds out a hand to you. Waiting for you to kind of throws the great axe to the left hand, kind of holds the hand out to you.
Can I make an insight check to see
Sure.
if this is like a ploy to just like stab me when I'm not looking?
Probably.
Whips out a second knife.
There's a person behind you that she pushes you over.
12?
The 12, you don't think... You think she's seen something that has impressed her. And she wasn't intending to kill you, but maybe to teach you a lesson. Come on.
I'll just kind of like use the sword as like a cane, and then like slowly, as I'm like going to like grab her hand, like my form will drop back to halfling size, and then
Immediately on impact, she is going to cast...
yeah, there we go. Oh,
Yeah, it might be healing.
yeah, might be good.
Let me see actually.
She
Prepared
casts like
spells I
shocking
have.
group or some
Just
shit.
cast heal.
Shocking
Casually.
grasp.
Harm.
Just harm
7th level spell harm.
Inflict wounds!
Power word pain.
Power word death.
Power word kill.
Power word kill.
Fun fact, that is one of my favorite spells.
Oh,
Please
no.
do, please do.
I
Not
love
yet.
power word kill. What can I
Not
say?
yet. We don't have any like counter spells or anything.
Yeah.
Let me... She is going to
You know.
cast...
You know.
Where am I at? Oh my god, that so many fucking spells. Wait. I should have really looked at this before.
Yeah, only verbal somatic, only verbal components,
I
and
have my power word heal. That's a cleric now, right? Yeah, that's a cleric.
Is going to
Not as good as
cast
Massive.
Cure Wounds
Ah!
at 3rd level.
Friend.
Ah.
It is friend. It is friend.
Okay. It's my last. Actually, I'll note that.
Bet
No,
that
I
heals
feel
shit compared to an Avalon heal.
You want to say that to a demigod?
Yes.
Dude walked up to a gun and like pointed
That's
the gun
true.
at his head. He feels nothing.
This is fair. Avalon has no fear.
No fear.
I only fear losing faith.
You will
Oh my
heal.
God. True Christian.
Let me do some math. My apologies.
You're a
everyone.
man.
In a D&D game?
Whoa.
Crazy.
A game with dice?
Crazy.
No. Never.
I'm not in the mood for math. My apologies, everyone. Word.
Just want to fight and kill. Power word kill.
I love power word kill.
love
That
killing
is
people.
I love murder.
24 points back to you.
Oh, shit! Okay.
I rolled pretty well.
That's, yeah. I'm like nearly,
3rd level cure wounds.
that's basically half my health.
Love it.
I love to see it.
You immediately feel this kind of peace wash over you. You can smell what you think might be the faint scent of pine, echinacea. Don't do it, man. Faint hint of rose, and something that is so almost like petrichor. The smell right after the rain hits wet earth, and it kind of fills your senses for a moment.
Oh, that's
You
nice.
feel soothed, and you can feel this sense almost like you're standing in sunlight for a moment. It's warming your soul from the inside out. And she pulls you up to your feet a bit further. You feel invigorated again. Drops your hand.
I feel like the anger, like from that heal.
Do not
and-
feel bad about not being able to challenge me. There are not many people that have succeeded in beating me in battle.
Well,
Perhaps you will be one of them, but not now.
I mean, you are the Omen killer. Like, there are literal legends about you. I didn't think I stood a chance, but I thought I'd give it my best shot.
Are they at least intimidating?
I mean, you know, warrior of the gods, you know, like fighter of justice and all that, like who slay wrongdoers. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty badass.
That is all I can ask for.
You're very badass. Like with the whole petal and the vines crawling up like that. That was. You teach me how to do that.
Well, you do not seem like someone who has devoted themselves to a cause in the way that I have, but it can be done.
Right.
My main issue,
Devotion pill.
Devotion kill.
you are now a follower of God. Drink the Kool-Aid. Please don't.
Do it. Join the Church of Liran. Enlist now.
Black pill.
We want you.
We want you to join the Church of Luron.
Join our, clean our armies.
Igrisa is way cooler.
Ouch.
Dun, dun, dun.
Damn so hard you fall off your chair.
I just dunked so hard on a god that I created.
Damn.
I love Luron. Luron's very cool.
Well, that's a cringe.
But
No, okay.
she... My main point of order will be analyzing why you are angry when you change.
I don't know. Maybe small form can't handle so much power. I don't know.
Perhaps. I have not met one with a Korsig that is as small as you before.
Yeah, will Kruger know anything about Corsics?
You can roll a history check.
Cool. 12.
The 12, you hadn't heard of a Korsig before. She'd mentioned it.
Yeah, that's.
You can kind of gather that it might be a kind of vestige left behind by the innate magic within Grothkin and throughout their lineages.
So you say, okay, so this word Korsig?
Korsig.
So you're saying this point to the sword now on my back. You're saying that this is what? Some sort of like super awesome weapon? Like blessed by gods or
I don't
something?
know if I would use the word super awesome.
Well, it's pretty awesome.
It could be.
Have you seen this?
I mean, I made it. Like, it's pretty awesome.
It is my job to hunt down the leftovers from given to particular warriors and favored individuals, both Grothkin and otherwise, and find the corrupt and root them out. If you are not able to carry the weight and the ability of a Korsig, then it is my job to judge you as inadequate.
Yeah, you did say that before the fight. Yeah, that you would kill me if, yeah.
He kind of, you watch as in a puff of petals again, the vines retract across the body into the axe, and it seemingly vanishes from sight.
Is that a Korsig as well? Your axe?
I suppose so.
Did you make it? Is that a thing? Because, like, I made this out of... don't be grossed out. I told this to my friends. They were grossed out. I made it out of stone giant flesh, sort of, because their skin is
I
really...
am not grossed out by that.
Someone appreciates it. Thank you.
Well, I think it is weird, but it is not unheard of. Korsigs can manifest in many different ways. If sometimes they happen to be the innate magic of a creature that you then take and is infused with a weapon, that is not as weird as some Korsigs that I have seen.
So you're saying that the stone giant flesh, that belonged to a very powerful stone giant? Like, was...
Sometimes. Korsigs are interesting creations. They are sometimes pre-created weapons. Sometimes they are bestowed upon an individual by Keel, by Aten, very rarely by Canis. What? I saw it happen. Occasionally, if a god sees something that they wish to happen, that they want to orchestrate, an individual that they want to guide, sometimes they will choose to bestow a Korsig on an individual and make sure that it is no coincidence that they find a Korsig.
What about in the case that me and my friend made it?
Well,
Does that
I
mean
would
a
have
god-
to say something within either the flesh of the warrior that you felled, or perhaps someone was watching over you when you created it. Korsigs are funny. They choose the person.
Okay, are you like omniscient? Do you like know like a lot of things, or
I know a lot of things.
do you know the giant that this came from?
She tilts her head, almost like an animal as she studies it. I know some things about them, and then looks back to you. You saw the faraway look in the eyes for a moment. A Korsig is only part of my mission. I am more concerned with how people are wielding them, or how creatures have stumbled upon them. Do you know what an omen is?
Like a prophecy or something that's bad or good to come about?
In a way, I, as a warrior of the gods, receive visions of things to chase, things to kill, things that I need to investigate. I received a vision a little while ago of you traversing a countryside, the Korsig on your back. I was told to follow. I did. Sometimes I receive visions about omens, which not only are they the prophecies that I receive to follow, they are a name for corrupt entities, beasts, creatures that have been warped beyond comprehension. Their humanity lost, the magic that is within the fabric of Cathora has twisted them so thoroughly that they are not fit to exist. I make sure they do not.
As the stories would suggest. Yep. Okay. So you think that this power that I've recently sort of gained is slowly, maybe tiny, kind of making me bad? Or is it more of this?
I do not have enough information yet. I do not think that you are a bad person.
I don't try to be
I just do
bad.
not know if your blood is strong enough to hold the power that you have found.
Kruger's fist just sort of like goes behind his back and just clenches a little bit.
But I think that I could teach you how to wield it better, to grow into your power. You might be small, but so often it is the spirit that needs to be big enough to carry the weight of the Korsig. If your soul is not compatible with the Korsig, we will find out eventually. It is not a good sign that you are feeling as if it's a possibility that you might be turned bad. But I think we can work on it. And we will do what needs to be done when it comes. This is not my promise that I will not have to extract the Korsig from you if it proves to be a problem. But for now, not many people would go up against someone like me as brazenly as you did. I think it is impressive.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to say it was stupid, and that also would have been fair.
I was about to say if a little idiotic,
There
but
we go.
we cannot all be smart.
L. That was the biggest L.
Kruger shrinks by 2 feet. Well, homeschool's so boring, though.
Largest L.
There is more to being smart than books and learning. You can be smart about the world. I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, you're just getting destroyed, right?
Yeah,
It's literally
double L.
impossible, yeah.
Not a great charisma on the Omen Killer.
Interesting. Well,
Roll an
okay.
insight check for me.
Love to. 15 plus 4, 19.
Okay. I'll text you some more later.
Ooh.
But with a 19, you don't think that she's a little bit stilted in the way that she speaks. She's not necessarily trying to offend you. You get the sense that, from what you've heard of the Omen Killer, very much a serious figure. Seems to be someone that focuses more on a mission than interacting with mortals. In fact, probably doesn't interact with very many people. In general, is probably more of a loner and speaks solely to gods and things like that. You don't think that
Gotcha.
she is
No time for banter.
intending to be... It's not that she doesn't have time for it, it's just you don't think that she is intending to be...
As blunt as she is.
Yeah. You get more the sense that... He especially doesn't know how to handle someone as young as you are, and is very much talking to you the same way that she would talk to almost everyone. It's not like it. Age is not really a factor here. She's just a little bit.
Of a weirdo.
Yeah, a little bit.
She's not a people person.
Not necessarily a people person, but you do get the sense that she's at least being genuine in wanting to help you.
I think after that second L, like Kruger will just like go.
You just gotta.
You sound as if you are in pain.
No, that's called laughter. But yes, I'm in a lot of pain as well.
Kind of thinks for a second. Do you need me to? It kind of puts a tentative hand towards you.
Wait. No.
Heal you again?
I mean,
Accept the offer.
I think I'll like pull my like cloak and like chainmail back, and there's just a massive like gouge in my shoulder. I'm like,
It's kind of sealed slightly.
yeah. I mean, if you got it.
Kind of lays the hand on either side, not touching the actual wound itself, but on either side, in an attempt to kind of stitch it together, and we'll cast Cure Wounds
Sweet.
at, let's do a second level. Cheeky little second level.
Cheeky little second.
What is that, 2?
D8.
Yeah, where is my D8? Whatever, I'll just use that one.
Bless you. Bless you.
That is
Excuse me.
11 points back to you.
Thank you.
And you watch as it kind of stitches back together. The gouts of blood no longer kind of leaking out. I would say sorry, but I was intending to pull my punches and you came straight out of the gate. I thought it would be more fun to meet you with the same attitude.
I can respect that. I mean, the bitch slap at the beginning was kind of harsh, but also funny.
Sometimes a fight does not require metal to wound.
Yeah, no, if anything, that hurt the most. Not like in the physical sense, but just more in the pride sense.
You learn many things living as long as I have. Sometimes it is how to hurt people in more than one way.
Like with, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I felt it. I felt hurt in a lot of ways, so you're really good at your job.
I like to think so.
So, what happens? So what happens now? You gonna like go back to the gods, or keep?
If they require me to.
Or are you just gonna watch over me in case I go ape shit and then kill me?
I think it would be a bit of a waste of time to watch you constantly. I will receive a vision. I will be contacted if I need to put you down. But not for now.
Hopefully,
What I propose,
Hmm.
what is your goal? Your motivation? Where do you hope to go?
I hope to. Well, you might. Have you ever heard of a guy called the Wanderer?
She, her eyebrow kind of twitches. I know some things.
Well, they're kind of sowing chaos on the world right now, and we believe that we may have encountered them in the Crimol a little while ago. Their face kept changing, and they sent this big, nasty, orange-bearded devil dude on us. But they know us, me and my friends, and
You spoke to them?
yeah. Well, no.
And you still live. Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that apparently if you talk to them or if you see them, then you're marked for death or something like that. But
Well,
I don't know.
if they see you, you are marked for death. If you hear a particular noise and the voice of the creature, you are to be hunted and killed. I have encountered them several times. They lurk where corruption begins. They are certainly one that can change their appearance, but I do not sense their energy or arcane signature on you.
Do you sense it on Wyladium at all? Because, well, I mean, we've heard...
I am not exactly I cannot sense the Wanderer if they are not my mark.
Okay.
I can track omens, Korsigs. I am guided by what my gods tell me. They have not mentioned a Wanderer on this continent yet.
Interesting. Okay.
You
'Cause-
are meaning to
Stop them.
the Wanderer?
Well, when they were down there, they gave this whole sort of grand speech about wanting us to join them and sow chaos across the world, and we all said no because that sounds like a bad idea. You know, causing chaos and needless, endless murder of innocents and destruction. I feel like that's the vibe I got that he wanted to do and is going to do. So
The Wanderer is not a creature that wishes to sow chaos. They wish to end worlds, to rip people apart from the inside out. I believe you might have met an individual masquerading as the Wanderer.
That's big.
That is big. Oh,
Tell me,
okay.
what is it that you fear most?
Nadria.
Actually, no.
Like, maybe.
They're up there.
Still its number one fear.
They're up there, but no.
It's my number one fear too.
As a DM.
No, Dilbert is my number one.
You go to bed when
I
there's
will-
a dragon
I
head
gladly
comes out the
break
air
that crown.
conditioner.
Okay.
Sorry.
That'd be
Krieger?
fun. What's my greatest fear? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I don't even think I know that. Oh, that's a very heavy and front-loaded question. God.
Well, maybe it is something to mull. I'll give you another simpler question. Where to next? What do you want to do?
Well, we heard that there was the reason we were kind of originally in a hurry to get to Runlorm because they maybe had resources to get us to Ludosa because it was under siege by the Wanderer. But that siege sort of ended. And Ludosa's fall. So
I have not heard that it has fallen. I have heard that there was a battle. It still stands from what I know.
I feel like we need to prepare and arm ourselves a bit more. Spend a bit of time here. Maybe help out people where we can and run along. But I think the ultimate goal would be to find whoever this masqueraded wanderer is and stop them.
And what do you get out of it? What do you want to get out of it?
To make a name for myself and not just fall into family line.
Studies you for a moment. I appreciate that. You watch as she pulls a small amulet out of her cloak. It's a wooden carved pendant, maybe about that big, and you can see on it an intricately carved set of antlers where a battle axe kind of... The antlers themselves extend from the hilt of a very similar battle axe kind of intertwined shaft.
Cool.
There are vines and leaves that kind of crawl up the side of the pendant. It is hard for me to be in more than one place at one time. I am bestowed divine gifts, but I am not that experienced in transport all the time. I want to help you. I want you to make a name for yourself. And this might help you. And she passes across like a leather cord to you. The same pendant. She
That's
pulls
cool.
out almost like a chain kind of extends to one pocket of the fur coat, kind of opens it. You can see a similar dangling pendant. This is my symbol. I believe if you need to summon me to a place or to contact me, this will make it easier for me to find you. There is a kind of energy that I have tied to this piece. I cannot promise it will be instantaneous, but if you need me I am not a mentor type. I am a warrior, a killer. If you need my help, I will try my best as much as I can. Maybe it will help.
Well, I have a lot to brag about when I get back to my friends. Thank you for this lesson, I guess. And
I am sorry it was harsh. I am not the best at
talking.
You could say so. I was going to say I am not the best at gentle encouragement.
I have two older brothers and an older sister. It's not that much different.
Well, let me know. I am nothing if not good on my word.
I will believe that, and I will promise you that I will try my best not to fall to some sort of corruption that you don't have to kill me.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to that. I don't think it will.
I don't
You
think
will
so.
know if you meet an omen. And if you become an omen, well, I will not consider you anymore. Well, I believe this is where we part.
Okay. Do I just go back out that way, or do you want to go first, or do I what? And Kruger just gets like super awkward. It's just like
I
Just
really
go.
hope she disappears. Just like spoken.
Okay. Thanks, Tigrisa. And then I'm just kind of like, Kruger gets like super awkward
Yeah.
and like goes for a handshake. It's like,
She clasps your hand.
that's so badass.
So you have said. Maybe you can be somewhere close to this when you learn to control your power.
I gotta tell Dilbert this. And then
You
I'll
make your way out.
I'll walk up. And then as I'm like halfway up the stairs and I'm just assuming that I'm out of earshot of Ugrisa, I'll just kind of like look back and just kind of like lean on the wall just for a second, like bloody hell, that was fucking hard.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
Mate. Bloody hell, I'm Harry Potter now.
You see very briefly what appears to be leaves this time falling to the ground, and Ugrisa is gone.
So cool. So cool.
I really should have paid more attention in like divination class. Shit. Right, pay more attention. Got it. All right, and then I'll walk out.
Okay. You make your way back up the stairs.
Are you putting on an accent?
Maybe.
Who knows? And we will go to the rest of our party.
He's a British
While all of
boy.
while all of this is happening, I will say that you guys have had your conversation with Wolfric. Kruger, do you join them in the store?
Mm-hmm.
All right, our party. You make your way in, and you can see this balcony at first, and then you can hear this excited chatter that kind of makes its way up the stairs towards you. You can hear brief kind of
What the fuck?
from down below.
Does the flashbang go off that he's explaining to us? As
As you guys are still kind of discussing the contracts, and he's showing you some of the devices that he has, you watch as he drops 2 what appear to be like egg-shaped stones on the ground, and they make a kind of noise. Very good for disguising your move. It will draw attention, see? And you walk in and you see this gnomish individual in like a leather vest, who's like randomly showing the rest of your party members all of these things around like a podium set in the center with these 2 mechanical arms that suspends like a capsule in between.
I like the idea of like girls in and there's like the party and all that, and like let's get in and to check like the price math is written down in the notebook is like I think we got enough and like
I don't have calculator.
yeah, no, literally. Avalon doesn't know how to do math that way. Like I'm good at doctor stuff, but this beyond me, I'm not good at finances.
Do they not teach maths in the dream?
Yet you're in control of the money.
They don't really teach financing.
What's math?
Oh,
This is
no.
why I'm asking a nine about this. Also, I would like to ask about setting up a possible educational schedule with Dilbert and getting him properly taught.
I have 11 fingers.
June checks.
Roll a perception.
I'm pretty sure Kobold only
21.
Oh.
Gilbert has a normal amount of fingers.
Yeah.
For kobolds, it's 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, 10.
I think that maybe he could benefit from a thorough education.
Why are you telling this to me?
Because you are good at numbers and that smart stuff. I am good at, here's how you treat a cat.
I mean, Dilbert doesn't need to know how to count, does he? 2, 5, 9. I think it's a lot.
Can we lower his intelligence?
No, don't. My intelligence is already at +0.
That's average intelligence!
I think that it could be beneficial. I feel that a general education could disguise our desire to improve social skills. Like, not constantly managing to attract the attention of every guard we ever encounter.
Perhaps we can discuss this later.
That is a good idea. Oh, Kruger, you're back.
Hey guys.
May I roll a perception check to see how cut he is?
Yeah.
12 plus 7.
Cut as in
Super sweet.
Yeah. He walks in, Kruger walks into the glass.
Yeah, tricep flex.
That's a 19 for perception.
You notice a couple of cuts and kind of Kruger gingerly holding his side and his shoulder a little bit.
I'm missing a few hit points still.
I like look at Kruger, I'm just like, you should really get doctors to look at you.
I just had a very crazy experience.
What
I haven't. We all say in sync
In
as a
sync.
party.
Can whilst like Kruger recounts the story and stuff, can I just be like patching up as we go?
Sure, roll a medicine check for me. Or are you healing with...
Medicine. For
Okay.
that one. That's 22.
You get the job done, patching Kruger up. As you guys are standing in Wolfric's store, he's kind of looking at you all. You are very interesting individuals.
Yeah, we get that a lot. You must be.
I am not
Wolfric.
surprised. Yes, a pleasure to meet you. I did not realize you had another group member.
I was out running an errand, real quick.
Tell me, are you interested in devices that can go bang?
He makes bombs.
Yes, of a sort. I am an explosive expert.
He's what we call technically not a terrorist.
Depends on who you ask.
Wait, do you have enemies that think you're a terrorist?
Of course.
So do I.
I make
We have that in
bombs.
common.
I make specific bombs to challenge certain people if they happen to attack particular areas of political importance. That is not my fault. I simply supply the weapons.
What's your opinion on the Grimoire Legion?
They are bastards.
Great, we agree on that.
He kind of... how tall are you? He's about 3 foot.
Oh, he's taller than me. I'm
Okay,
2'6".
he slaps your hand. It's been a while since I have had a high five for destroying political figures.
We hate politics here. Except for
Well,
Avalar.
I think some politics can be interesting, but I would say, as I mentioned before, the Grimoire Legion are not... I think they use their power in a negative way. They are very exclusionary.
Tell me about it.
Kind of a crazy question. Do you know anything about the Worldlock Battalion?
Fucking
Random. Keep it random.
That was like the most eloquent sentence Gilbert's ever said.
I mean,
I
he's
know a
exposition
few
man.
things. What would you like to know?
I just have been hearing them be about the place with all the drama going on in Lendosa and everything, and
I have not heard that they have been here in
not
Runnel-Orm,
in
but
Runnel-Orm, but
I did with the war that is, the war efforts. There are plenty of people here that are working towards it, and plenty of people that have moved down to the Soltaran borderlands, where the Worldlock are dominant.
we actually ran past a few soldiers on the way to the city.
That would be because of the war.
Are they going to fight the Worldlock Battalion?
Not the Worldlock Battalion specifically. They are fighting the Kingdom of Acheron. You people have not.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
is
No, we did know that. We did
well.
know, yeah.
Right, there's a war.
If you say you do, if you say you do not care much for the political landscapes, then I'm not sure that explaining the intricacies of the current war is what you might be looking for. But plenty of our soldiers here, as the Grimoire Legion, plenty of places from Tuddles to Rambellium to even some people out from, well, I suppose it depends on how far you go. From Shulk, they have been moving all the way down to the Soltaran borderlands from Downs.
Is that the what? Is that the army of what army?
So he's mentioned that people have been moving from Tuddles, from Rumbellium, from Shulk
All the big cities.
From a particular.
to the Soltaran borderlands.
So
Is that
there is
the-
currently a war. I must miss it somewhere. So the war between the Kingdom of Acheron
And the Aprusian Empire.
So it's
Yes.
all the nations of the Aprusian Empire are moving
So
towards.
the Aprusian Empire is the entity that controls the eastern side
Yeah.
of
The
White
Soltaran-
Ladium.
the Soltaran
That's
Dawn-
separated
Dawn
by
Veil.
the Dawn Veil. On the other hand, you have the
That's crazy.
you have the Kingdom of
Acheron,
Acheron.
which is where Lendosa is.
Yes,
Okay.
technically Lendosa is considered neutral-ish grounds
Okay.
for reasons that you
I
guys
think
will
we've discussed
unsure
this.
discuss later, but
Yeah.
for several
Lendosa.
for reasons that's kind of neutral ground.
But so is this? I can't remember because I know there was like conflict between the Kingdom of Acheron and the Operation Empire. Like there's been a couple of them. Is this like a brand new war, or is this like the ongoing one flaring up again?
So if you're asking me out of character, there have been several skirmishes, wars between the Kingdom of Acheron and the Aprusian Empire throughout history, and they are very much considered enemies of one another, but they had reached a tentative truce
So this is
because
This is new.
this is a new development.
Yeah, because
and the Grimoire Legion is from the Aprusian Empire.
Yeah.
Like,
They mostly operate in the Aprusian Empire, but they are across all continents.
Okay, cool.
And they say they have no affiliation,
Oh, okay.
but it's one of those things where people
They
know
clearly
they have
do.
certain allegiances, particularly in Wyladium.
Hmm.
And it's not common that you'd see the Grimoire Legion having as much control within the Kingdom of Acheron. They have their own kind of systems. It's actually much more common that they'd heed the words of the Inquisition over in the Kingdom of Acheron, which is very much more considered a neutral, just information, investigation, gathering body. So they technically the Grimoisian Legion is across both sides, but they do have a strong hold basically in Rumbellium.
They have a tight grip on Rumbellium's balls.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we knew that the king was assassinated.
Yeah.
But so I'm guessing, but I think like this is like brand new to us as a party.
Yes.
Right?
You guys
That's an official war now.
Yeah, you haven't heard that there's been a war declared before now, but
Right.
Wolfric is mentioning that to you.
Oh,
That's crazy.
wait. Sorry. Back up there, just 1 second. So so the war is back on, essentially.
Yes, so to speak, there have been political developments.
We've been underground for too long.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
We're still underground.
information travels fast in the Prussian Empire. Ranelagh is an interesting case. We often trade, certain individuals at least will trade with the Kingdom of Acheron, particularly in Lundosa. We have strong ties there. More specifically, before Ranelagh became a kind of bastion for the Prussian Empire, it was considered neutral ground. So there was no kind of there's not as much animosity within this city, but there are certain people now that are in power that wish to support the war effort, let's say. And there have been several advancements that have been put into place and have, I suppose, ensured that Ranelagh is very much on the side of the Prussian Empire this time.
We got out of there at just the right time.
As well, from what I have heard, they have mostly gathered in the Sultanan borderlands, as is historically the case, but
Which is literally where we
there
were.
are concerns
close
that
to it.
there
Yeah,
are
we were.
certain garrisons within the Dawn Vale that might be attacked, and of course up near the Greenbrush Hills, but travelling through the Crown Veld and through the fields and the sharp frost glades perhaps is not as easy as the plains of the borderlands.
We were quite close to there. I mean, I for one was traveling in that direction before I met these people, everyone here.
To the Sultanan borderlands.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, you hope to go to the Kingdom of Acheron?
It was kind of on my. I was just kind of wandering, but I was gonna go over to that side of the continent.
Well, you might have to find another way to do that. There are certain ways, of course, that you can get into the Kingdom of Acheron.
Well, I think we were planning on going to Lindosa at some point.
From
From here?
here?
Yeah. At least that's what Abelard wanted to do.
I heard there were teleportation circles. That could
There is a teleportation circle. It is in control of the political bastards, of course. So
I love the political bastards now.
So you would have to ingratiate yourself with them. Of course, I am talking about the Fell Cage. You will probably have to. Well, there are certain weaklings that you can find, but all transport through the teleportation circle must be approved by the Feral Cage member. If not, the Ferrocines themselves, and this can be a pretty challenging thing to do. Of course, if you wanted something that was a little bit more dangerous, not a teleportation circle.
Shoot us out of a cannon or something?
I do not have access to a cannon, but they do have a system that is, currently being mined throughout the Dawn Vale with some new technology that was developed in Sprockhart and transported over here.
Or like a train of some, like a train of some sort, kind of thing.
Precisely.
quick question. Do you not have access to a large enough cannon, or do you not have access to a cannon?
Not a large enough cannon that I could fit 7 people
What about
in it.
one of
No,
us,
just
though?
for inventory's sake, if we ever needed a cannon, would you be...
I can absolutely make a cannon.
Oh,
Great. If we ever come
It
back with
will
like 2
obviously
platinum, we're coming
cost
to
you,
get it
but
again.
explosives, I like to make things that go bang, so cannons.
What about
easily-
a small cannon that I could fit on my shoulder? My size, obviously.
I think that is called
I
a gun.
think there are developments specifically like that in Sprachrock.
Because if I had a cannon,
I don't think
I don't
cannon
think
is perhaps what you should be using, especially if you wanted to.
what if I wanted to aim it at the ground and shoot so I would go up into the sky?
I think you would die.
I feel like you're easy.
I
This is
I think you're
Versa,
wrong,
um,
Mr. Explosive Man.
I make explosives that are intended to kill people,
Well,
not
you're
to
not
shoot
dead.
them into
I'm
the
assuming
air.
you've blown yourself up plenty of times.
He kind of lifts a hand and you can see that it's kind of pockmarked and like eaten up by various different like splatters of acid or like chunks of metal that have kind of got caught into it. I mean, I have kind of experimented with some things that might be frowned upon, which is why most people don't come in the certain vicinity of my store, because they are cowards and they are too scared to appreciate the power of explosive weaponry.
What
It
about-
might deafen me sometimes, but not all the time.
What about a cannon that could constantly emit an explosion at a all the time?
You wish to carry this with you
Yeah.
and just have explosives all the time?
Yeah. Well, like
Are
you
you?
could. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question: are you happy? Do you have some sort of death wish, perhaps, or is it like a martyrdom thing?
You know.
Do you like political assassinations?
I mean, that was a lot of questions at once. To answer your first question, I don't really know. I've never really thought about that. Maybe it's in Kobold nature to want to die, but no, look. To be fair, there was a lot of like weird sacrifice stuff. I had a friend back home who didn't really like it very much, but
This certainly seems a bit concerning.
and that's why I left. To be fair, I that's why I'm not there anymore.
So you left to not be sacrificed, but you still feel.
Maybe it's like an innate feeling, in an innate way. Yeah.
I give Dilbert a big hug.
That sounds like a very depressing life.
To your second question, which I have now forgotten.
Political assassinations? Do you like political assassinations?
Yes.
Me too.
That is a great.
Listen, I think this will be a very fruitful partnership.
I 100% agree.
Dilbert, before we agree to do anything...
I've
you
already
need-
made a blood pact.
Stop! Why do you say these things?
Is this how you usually sign your deals? Technically, I sign on the dotted line, but
And this
we
was
could.
a one-off thing.
I
It was
support
kinda
that
weird.
form of signing. That is a situation that is ongoing, and we will discuss in further detail shortly about when it is appropriate to give your blood to strangers.
I wasn't gonna tell him about it.
I don't know if I want your blood.
Did you just
I'm
bite
not
your finger?
I don't know what to do with that. See, I like certain powders and things that make them go bang. I'm not especially fond of blood and the, occult. But you could try if you want to, let's say, offer your blood to some sort of interesting individuals. Ichabod might have some more information for you.
Your loss, and then I start sucking on the finger that I just cut.
We
No,
wanted
thank
to
you.
break out of a blood pact.
Okay.
This is actually a good question
There
for
are
Avalon's sake.
several ways to break out of a blood pact. I suppose it will depend on what kind of magic was used.
Would
but I could
Ichabod-
try to think of some ways. It depends on which route you want to go down. I obviously am an individual that is an innovator and enchanter. I like to make weapons and things like this, but I can, of course, deviate into different patterns, but sometimes it is more effective to contact individuals or to go down routes that perhaps are not as conventional or as celebrated.
Like,
Ichabod might have some more information for you. He is a Veil Watcher.
Do you think if we drained all our blood and replaced it, is the blood pack still valid? Like,
you're
nah.
the smartest person here.
Guys,
That
guys,
is the best
guys,
idea
guys.
I've ever heard.
No, guys, no. As the doctor of the group, no.
What if we just exchange blood?
No.
Well, we're both in a blood
That
pack,
sounds
so we
like
need
you
to.
might
Oh,
get some
Fuck,
diseases.
you're right.
I am pretty sure they both have diseases that do not have names yet.
Gilbert canonically has ADHD, but it's a fantasy world where that doesn't exist.
They have
Hey,
names.
whoa. ADHD
Does it?
definitely exists.
In this realm,
For sure.
Gilbert has ADHD.
We know.
Jim goes, they have names, and Jim moves their elbow, and it starts like clicking a little. That's Stacy.
I am immensely concerned about your health. However,
I am
They don't
concerned
I thought
understand
you
about...
wanted to
Stacey.
break out of the blood pact.
yes, but that the proposed
Is that right,
solution
Stacey?
is possibly lethal. And when I say possibly, I am 99.9% sure that it will be a lethal blood transfusion because you are two different species.
No.
It would be like, say, if I drained the blood of a dog and put it in you, it would not go well.
My cousin did that.
I still can't believe we can
What?
Val to
Hey.
give blood to this cause.
Hey, quick question.
I never
what
gave
the
blood.
fuck?
Oh, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
No,
I
Val-
gave blood.
Val's free. Val's free of the blood bag.
I
Yeah,
never
Val
gave
didn't.
blood.
I think there's a lot of us that are free
Huh?
of the blood
Only
pack.
us.
Is it just us two?
It's just us
That's
two.
so funny.
But yeah,
What if we exchange blood with one of the other party?
Then they'll be in the blood pack.
Exactly. Is it? No,
Nine.
I'm not gonna continue that.
Give me your oil.
any-
But anyway,
anyway, I have more relevant questions than the various illnesses within our party, which is numerous.
Yes, I am quite concerned about the mental state of a lot of you, but I mean, I play with explosives, so I don't think I can really say anything about it.
But you seeming to have a distaste for the government.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of what is it? The Court of Stars? Is it?
no.
He kind of, you see him very visibly, like, just twitch the heads like, look, it depends on what you know about the Court of Stars.
Oh.
They may be the ones with the blood, and I am wondering, hypothetically, how are they, in your opinion, are they bad people?
Well, I think that depends on your own perspective of what good and bad is. I do not view them with the same distaste as I view some of the Grimoisian Legion or some of its more irritating members. But I would not say that everyone in that particular organization is a tasteful individual. But for the most part, I believe that their cause is interesting, for sure. And possibly one that I have contributed to in some ways. If they want particular items and things, well, of course I will not say no to a sale. But I try to keep things as...
A cautious arm's length.
Yes, I do not consider myself a member of the Court of Stars. I very much prefer to align myself with the ilk of the Iron Severance because they are more relevant to me here in Run Along. But, you know, sometimes they work together and sometimes people will come in to ask for specific items or specific things that perhaps they wish for me to enchant. And, well, as long as I do not detect any particular nefarious means, then I will enchant it for them.
Are these Court of Stars people, are they the type who are willing to target civilians to get their way?
I do not believe so. I have not heard of them doing this. They mostly seem to be, well, like a lot of us here, against the particular rule of some of the Ferrocage members.
Is the general consensus that the people of the government in the Ferrocage, they're good or bad rulers?
This depends on who you ask. The Vats are a very different political scheme to the nature of the upper tiers.
I'm guessing.
We down here will often prioritize change and trade. The Ferrocage like to keep things as they are because it benefits them, of course. There are certain families within the Ferrocage that, of course, I view as better than others, but one thing that you must know is that, as with most things in the Prussian Empire and in the political landscape, I am sure, there are specific machinations at work. And sometimes you will have to scratch someone else's back in order to have your own back scratched. So a favor for a favor is not uncommon. And some people's word is better than others, of course. You kind of have to pick and choose. I tend not to associate with the particular Ferrocage if I don't have to, but I have friends, of course, if you are hoping to infiltrate the Ferrocage, that might be able to help you with your problem of the teleportation circle. There are some that are more willing to work with us lowly people down here in the vats and the cauldrons than others. Let us say.
So there are some more reformist views amongst the Ferrocage members. They are not without hope.
Not necessarily. There are many different stratifications of the Ferrocage. For example, several of the families have been ruling since the old dynasties of dwarves, far longer than others. Others have emerged, of course, in the ages of innovation, and they have kind of taken hold of part, of course, of the Ferrocage, and they are more willing, usually, to work with people like us, for example, and they don't abhor trade as much as we do. As much as some members of the Ferrocage do. They seem to be more willing to work with us, and our demands of deals that are more beneficial for us. For example, your deal of if I write up some contracts for you, I will enchant things. It is as simple as that. As long as you provide me with certain materials, then I will be happy to help you in whatever way I can. And usually, throughout the vats and the cauldron, you will find people of like minds that will be happy to offer exchange if you present an equivalent or the equal price, perhaps. But if you are interested in going down the route of ingratiating yourself with a Ferrocage member, the arcane shop I mentioned earlier, the Cat's Corner, I believe that well, a conversation will be in order. They are very well ingratiated with a particular family of the Ferrocage, and they seem to be more willing to work with people like us. And the Cat's Corner themselves are like-minded individuals. There is a group of us that trade within one another, and they happen to be included, so that is something to keep in mind also.
I like this way of thinking. That way.
So we're killing someone.
Nope.
No.
What? No.
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 No. We make connections with the right people, and then that way we can get that way we can do the job.
So we can't just kill someone to
No,
get in there.
I would ideally like not to kill people.
I especially do not wish to kill anyone that would get us any level of actually being thrown in prison for legitimate reasons.
His main problem is being thrown in prison.
Aren't we
I
going
think
to the
this is
prison
also
anyway?
the whole murder of...
If we can break into a prison, we could definitely break out.
We might be put in the right prison. We might kill two birds with one
Exactly,
stone.
and then we get access, and we get access.
Can I make an insight?
Double access.
Can I make a perception check or some sort of check to like look out the window just to make sure that no one, like a guard or anything, is like looking in and when they hear like
Sure,
prison
make
break?
a
How
perception
big
check.
is the shop? I thought we were like in like a
It's deceptively big.
yeah.
Just
like,
making sure.
I'm not
There's, like,
screaming
four
at the
guys.
top of my
I know
lungs
you're
to
not.
get
Let's
squares.
kill the political
No,
figures.
I know you're not, but like when we're talking openly to this like this random number who
Oh,
like
he's
only just
chilling.
met, I'm
Oh,
just
he's
like
chilling.
Yeah,
We
go.
love this guy.
7.
You don't see like a guard just lingering in the doorway.
Or,
or,
you know, just,
up
like-
against the window.
Not just like a guy, but like
This
people
guy-
who are like, what
This
are they
guy's
talking
an
about?
explosive maniac. He's definitely
As you're looking
politically
around,
like
he's a terrorist.
he's an anarchist for sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
As
Yeah.
you look around, you're so distracted by all of the things that you can see, like on all of these shelves that you'd only just had a chance to look at, that you kind
Oh.
of forget that you're looking to see if anybody's watching or listening in to what you guys
What
are saying.
does this thing do? I gotta touch something. Like, what does that do?
You find a small rod. And as you go to put your hand on it, you watch as light erupts from it. And it kind of like a kaleidoscope across it. It's like a rave stick.
Yo, Krugar found the
What was it called? Exactly.
Rave
We got shown this, didn't we? Or not this
No.
specifically?
No, not this specifically.
Ah,
This
okay.
one's like multicolored light.
Oh, so
Wow.
I
cool.
like the idea that it plays
I
like
will-
electronic
DJ Cougar.
DJ Kruger.
Dover goes, how much is that?
Hang on.
Whoa.
This is why we do not give you money.
I have to go through all of my notes.
I
and then maybe
need to
they'll-
know.
Oh.
You do not have enough toys. You have what Norbert is?
I have one toy.
Norman. That's right.
And that was stolen. I want my toy.
What? Have we had the talking to about stealing things from children? Or is this something I need to also add?
Norman isn't a toy either. He's a friend. Norman is my friend.
Once again, do I need to add on the list of conversations I must have with the group is kids stealing from children? Is that a conversation we need to have, or is this something more you can imply general disapproval of?
Yeah, we won't talk to you about it next time.
That kid's probably dead anyway.
Oh.
What?
I go to Val. The kid's not dead.
Didn't you like
GD
scratch him up real bad?
Is that what I've
understood? He bled out on the ground.
What's going
There
on here?
may or may not have been a very minor theft, not technically by them, but by an owl.
It was assault and theft of a child.
There wasn't. Long story short, Val, there was an owl that grabbed Dilbert's now toy, and the owl gave the toy to Dilbert, and the owl may have clawed
The
kid.
child bled.
It was crazy. It was almost like the
And
owl
I
was being
point to Judy,
controlled
is this
by
an owl that
someone.
perhaps you...
No way.
Yeah.
I
I just remember...
Yeah, no, that's one of them.
in the few weeks I have known you, in this group we have, I say we, 2 people have assaulted 2 children.
It was a
I
rich,
haven't assaulted anyone.
It was a rich child.
I don't
If that makes
care
it
about
worse.
how wealthy the child
That
is.
wasn't
It's a
for
child.
you.
We created more bones.
As
to
you
be
guys
found.
are having this.
I approve of that.
We've done it. We've done it. We've justified murder.
You are not contributing to the archaeological community by giving them bones they already know about.
As you guys are having this
I don't say that in
conversation.
character, by the way.
Guys.
My
As you
character
guys are
wouldn't
having
say
this
that.
conversation, Wolfric points to the rod that you touched, Kruger, and says,
yeah.
"This is a Lux scope.
A what? A
A
what?
Lux scope?
A Lux scope?
Yes.
That's so
What does the
It will run you about. I mean, it's a pretty simple device. Probably about 5 gold.
Well,
I'm so
It's-
tempted.
it's only
I've
about
got
that big.
15. I'm so tempted to buy. I'd throw in 5 gold and buy it straight away.
all it does is emit like a light?
Pleasure doing business
I
with
am.
you.
I take it. It's mine now. It's mine.
Which is as you. So you do have to twist it.
Is
Usually
it one
to-
use?
It's a.
Yes.
You have to twist it to turn it on and off.
Yeah.
But it's probably about that
Mm.
big,
Is
and
it like
it
one of
emits
those
a pretty
things that
decent.
goes, "Meow, meow," like that kind of way?
Oh, that's a memory unlocked.
Whoa.
It's a. I was about to say something that could be easily taken the wrong way. It's one of those things that.
Well, now you've said it. Now it's...
No, it's like a rave stick basically. Like
Yeah,
you
okay.
can throw it in an area and it gives off a pretty decent light. He has multiple.
Sick ass.
If you wanted to purchase more than one.
Don't tempt me. I'm gonna stick with just the one.
But yeah, it's one of those things that you can continuously activate. It doesn't have like a charge or anything. You just have to.
If we ever throw a concert, Brave Stick's coming out.
Yeah.
Why
If-
are we
whenever
throwing
I-
a concert?
Huh? Whenever I play my drums, I'm turning on the Rave Stick.
Hell yeah.
And Nandria can
You
play
need to
the
get two
violin.
so you
I am
No,
starting
it's-
EDM culture in this
Yeah,
universe.
get the rave stick so you can.
I imagine Dilbert's the kind of character that's got the video, like, you know that old guy that's in the cover and he's got the massive eyes?
The
and he's like-
sunglasses with the plastic strips in them.
Yeah.
You mean red food?
Yeah, that's one.
What's it, the party guy that was on the Channel 7 News? Dilbert's that guy, the one that...
Oh,
that guy that had to came much like to apologize, which is like the worst job.
I went to his house the other week.
What?
Why?
We're just out. I was with someone, and they took me out the front of it, and were like, "This is the house." I was like, "Cool." It was just a house, but we went there.
Do you guys have any more questions for Wolfric?
Yeah, what do you know about the God's Forge?
I know many things about the God Forge. Would you like to know in specific? You are creators?
Nadria wants to know something.
I think it's more of a general interest about it. I'm a very spiritual man, and it is...
People go there when they believe they have a divine inspiration, let's say. So they will go there to make a tribute to Maya. It is typically thought of as a
Sorry.
forge.
If it gets visibly.
That is, it's a sacred forge. So people will only use it when they believe they wish to commune with Maya in some way.
Did you say Mayar, the creator of dragons? That one?
Yes, this is one and the same.
David's flustered and can't speak anymore. He's
Fan-
just holding his Rave Stick.
fanboy.
I gathered that from the heavy breathing.
and
I get out the picture of a dragon that Jude drew for me.
This is beautiful artwork.
Thanks.
Perhaps you are creators.
Yeah.
I mean, I make weapons sometimes.
I make chaos. Does that count?
Absolutely.
Great.
See, I think we will have a very good partnership. If you
Yeah.
come back tomorrow or whenever you feel inspired to investigate some deals that I could perhaps offer you for whatever you like, then I will have these contracts written up.
Kruger,
Add it to the list.
Kruger not hearing the previous conversation, like, wait, we got jobs?
Yeah. We got told to kill a fire giant.
Well, you don't necessarily have to kill them.
I
I just
mean-
merely want the fire of a
More
fire
or
giant.
less.
We should kill it. Though.
We should. Fire giants are bad.
No.
Not
Yeah.
all of them.
Most.
Can we maybe just talk to them? Because
Yeah.
You can talk to one if you want.
I mean, I feel like I'm the most qualified person to maybe talk to them.
Really?
Well,
You're like 6.
Plus 11.
taking out these fire giants might help you with your problem with ingratiating yourself with the feral cage. They have some
That is
interest
a good point.
in.
Double whammy for real. There you go.
They have some interest in stopping the siege that they have been laying in particular areas of
Yeah,
Bangalore.
I heard about that there's some sort of conflict going on in their actual, like, Groth King government.
Yeah, so we should
Yes,
kill the fire
there's
giants.
also
No, I
some
would like to
sort
know
of,
what's going on.
there's also some sort of tension between the citizens of Runalorm and the fire giants. See, in order to help the war effort, they are trying to find ways to quickly move through to the Kingdom of Acheron, get things to the front line, and well, the people of Runalorm are expanding their territory, and the fire giants are not exactly happy about this. But if you wanted some more information about the intricacies, like I said, I would recommend talking to the cat.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Very useful tip.
Absolutely.
Another question is there any... I know the Godforge is a place of arcane significance within the
Yes.
city. Are there any other locations that would be of an arcane significance?
There are plenty. Depends on what specifically you are looking for. Are you looking for divine significance or for areas of worship, perhaps?
Well, I know it's like the under archives and the relation to my god Uron, but I'm wondering what other... If there are any other major presences within the city.
Well, the Under Archive is merely a branch of the Inquisition. So I mean, of course, they do have some sort of relation to Luron. They are very, but it is, I would say, loose connections. There are several temples and things to different gods across the place. If you specifically are looking for the arcane, I have heard that, well, you seem like types that appreciate dangerous situations, and there are certain arcane holds that are believed to lead to a sort of underlayer to the earth, to the crust of Kasora, that is believed to house some pretty dangerous creatures. There are also areas, of course, of different. Well, I am not too sure of their locations. They kind of keep that relatively disguised, but some of my companions that I have referred you to already might know some more information. There are apparently some secret dark histories of some sort that exist within Runalorm, but I believe they are controlled pretty well by the Feral Cage. So you would perhaps have to investigate further. Of course, I, as a lowly explosives expert, would not know for sure.
You know a lot for being so far down. And
I
for
listen,
being-
I talk.
Well,
It's all about having the right selection
I
of companions.
I feel like you get a interesting cross section of customers with a lot of influence and need a lot of explosives. I feel like that helps.
Absolutely, I do. But obviously, I can't tell you my clients specifically. I know a lot of people, and I have a certain knack for choosing the right people to tie myself to. I believe that you could be another interesting horse to hitch my wagon to.
We certainly get that we are interesting a lot.
Well, if you have a look around the spaces that you operate in, you might not stand out as much in the Kingdom of Acheron, but here it is unusual to see people of your ilk that are not associated with the Grimrasian Legion.
I am surprised that there would be more of my kind on the plane here. I do not think there were many across the made the crossing.
Your kind is individuals from Leosia?
I do not think there's many of us that came across to this plane.
I am not sure of specifics, but I have heard of some breaches that have been opened up in Route Viladium that perhaps might have been connected to other planes, and it is not unheard of to have some sort of crossover.
No, it is not unheard of on our plane either. Occasionally we get visitors as well from the outside.
Arcane practitioners that are a bit too big for their boots.
Yes, they typically find that out. We have a lot of rules that you do not, and they typically get in a lot of trouble with them.
Well, curiosity is both a very wonderful thing and, well, perhaps can get away from some people.
Yes.
People hate curiosity.
I
Sometimes you
love
just want to.
curiosity.
Sometimes you just want to like kill someone.
Yeah,
I don't think I share the same bloodthirsty nature,
Okay, maybe.
but I am concerned even more now about your mental state.
Yeah.
you
I
can
think we all
join
are
the
now.
very long list of us all concerned.
I turn the brave stick on. Wave around in the air.
It is like if they combined a toddler with the mind of someone
With the
who
knife.
has destroyed an entire city. Who is like it's like a toddler combined with a murderer that shares minds with the 30 dead murderers.
I'm a suicidal maniac.
I don't think he is.
I'm
Well,
surprised you know words with that many syllables.
I suppose, as long as you don't do anything obviously very, very bad with my weapons,
Rage
then
stick? This thing's not dangerous.
Man found dead. Rave stick it, buddy.
no, but I am concerned about enchanting your dragon as a flashback.
I wouldn't use Norman to kill anybody. That's crazy.
I would do it myself.
And you say you are not going to do anything bad with them, but well, we'll see. Either way, I would be interested to work with you in the future. Obviously, I think this will be a fruitful partnership.
Hell yeah. Are we ready?
Do you guys have any more questions or anything for Wolfric?
While that was happening, while Dilbert's talking with Wolfric, I'll pull Nadria to the side and be like, "Hey, look, the whole suicidal maniac thing. Can you look? I know that you two don't get along, but maybe like could you use your meanness to sort him out? Because he might actually do some
You
dangerous
want me
shit."
to be mean to make him not kill himself?
I
Well,
feel like
here's
that
the thing.
would probably
I think
work
Apple
in
I
this
will
case.
try too much of a nice guy approach, and I feel like you might be able to, I don't know.
Oh, so like, I go up to him and I'm like, hey, you're dumb. Don't kill yourself. Like,
Yeah, like.
Nadria says, I also want to kill myself, and Dilbert's like, now I don't want to.
Yeah, Kruger says something like that. It's like, maybe make it like not cool. Because Dilbert will only do things if he thinks it's cool, and if you
That's so not true.
so you're telling me that I should say that I want to kill myself?
No! Obviously not!
It's a pretty fucked up.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Such weird energy tonight.
Very weird energy. I don't know, but I
Sorry,
feel like
No, I don't think that was you, man.
No.
It kind of was me.
I think I think
don't know what happened.
we're just
It's getting.
The
it's
witching
getting
hour is approaching.
so
I
I
feel like somehow you can get through to Dilbert.
For the record, it's not like it's like a weird.
For the record, I'm
sacrificial-
not suicidal.
For the
It's
record,
just like-
for the record,
it's just
not
like a
Dilbert,
fun conversation.
It's kobold. It's my clan is weird.
So you've made them all suicidal.
Oh yeah, in a weird fanatical way. Yeah, kind
Oh
of.
fuck, I have one of the darkest jokes I've thought of in a while.
Oh no.
May I share it or not?
No. I already
Moon
think
break.
we're skirting a kind of.
But I'm just talking about my character lore. They all love dragons so much that
Yeah,
they.
but I think it could be triggering for some people if we take
Oh,
it further. So
To be fair, it's not my darkest joke.
you can share it in the break, which
Yeah, share it in the
we're
break.
going to head to soon. Does anybody have any last port of call?
No.
Well, I think that's a pretty good place to end. I assume you guys are heading out of Wolfric's.
To the
Shop.
God's Forge. That was the main objective of this session, correct?
You guys are.
I got some crazy shit to tell you.
the fourth wall?
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys finish up your conversation with Wolfric and head to the door, you agree to come back, I'm assuming, in the future for those contracts to learn some more information. But for now, you guys are exiting after a very interesting couple of hours conversation. we're going to leave it there for this part, though. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this first part of our session. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in just a little bit, but if you're watching on YouTube, I will see you guys in the next part. We hope you enjoyed. Much love to you all. We'll see you guys next. Go out for now.